In the Civil War, there were two sides, Union and Confederacy. The Union wanted to end slavery and stop secession, and the Confederacy wanted to secede from the Union and keep slavery. The leader of the Union was the famous 16th U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, with the Confederate leader being the former Mississippi Senator Jefferson Davis. The Union had generals such as Ulysses S. Grant, George B. McClellan, and William T. Sherman. McClellan became General-in-Chief of the Union Army and led the Peninsula Campaign through southeast Virginia. However, McClellan eventually became infamous for the amount of time he would take to plan, which resulted in a partial defeat at the 7 Days Battles, and also resulted in his eventual discharge by Lincoln after failing to pursue the Confederate General Lee's army after a Union victory at the Battle of Antietam. William Tecumseh Sherman is most famously known for his March to the Sea, a campaign through Georgia with the goal of the campaign to sabotage Southern supplies and supply lines, destroying railroads, towns, killing livestock, and freeing slaves in the process. The campaign aligned with the idea of total war, which is basically to have no mercy towards the opposition. Grant worked as commanding general during the Civil War and was responsible for the Union victory at Shiloh, as well as forcing the Confederate General Lee to surrender, effectively ending the war. After the war, Grant would go on to become the 18th President of the United States and enforce civil rights laws. There were several Confederate generals, such as P.G.T. Beauregard, who managed to save Petersburg, Virginia, an important industrial city to the Confederacy, and the Confederate capital of Richmond from Union assault, but none were quite as important as General Robert E. Lee. Although Lee was rather opposed to slavery, he still joined with the Confederate Army as he wanted to join with his home state of Virginia. During the first year of the war, Lee served as a military advisor to Jefferson Davis. After that, he became a very successful general, winning battles such as the Battle of Manassas, Fredericksburg, and the Battle of Chancellorsville. After that, however, came the Battle of Gettysburg, which resulted in heavy losses for the Confederacy, of which they were never able to fully recover from. Later, Lee would eventually surrender to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, which led to a Union victory and the end of the Civil War.